persons. While on the other end, the press release dated 3rd December 2025 and would be purchased at number 8 was not in Parliament. My Lord, we have been. Maurice Ohaga says that we are pursuing political interests. We are not, and there is no single word to suggest that my client is pursuing narrow political interests. And that of Irongo Jake, know that Mr. Ngongo is not an economist. We even actually suggested, and they declined. And actually, the judges, Justice Patrick Omwenga, I actually interfered with the submissions of my learned colleague, Mr. John Murray. I respect Mr. Makok, I respect Mr. Musangi, I respect Mr. John Ohaga because that you want me to
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Reply to yes.
Thank you. Bwana Ismail anafaa kuidraw that statement because in this kuja kwa koti kutetea hiyo katiba, kwa sababu kuna wananchi wengi wangependa kufika hapa lakini hawata katiba yenye inatulinda sisi zote. Vodafone inagadamizwa kununua Safaricom na Eastern Constitution. Before Safaricom or even before tulikuwa na the old constitution, na kila mwananchi akona haki, anafaa akuepewe. Mwananchi anataka power, so tusifike pahali kwa kukandamizwa mwana, even those that we kama Wakenya wengine washapatiwa.
Some clarification from Mr. Dampa. What is your take on Section 87A of
on the Attorney General characterizing this as a pure right route, because that's what they said, that the route that Parliament has provided, and we are saying that section the sale of Safaricom shares 15% transaction, but such an important national infrastructure that engages even Article 10, because actually I listened to their submissions and they were saying that we are attacking policy, forgetting that Article 10 joins or enjoins state organs and state officeries. Article 87A. It cannot be limited to that, because the shares held by the first respondent are held in trust for the people of Kenya, and that is the reason why they were obliged to conduct public participation in almost all the counties. They actually even confessed that we did in almost that, assuming that 17 counties Safaricom transactions are never held there. It is not our submissions or my is not it is not a statutory. It is not a statutory controlled transaction. It's a constitutional issue, because shares held therein are shares held in trust for the people of Kenya.
That's well understood. What about the Privatization Act?
Privatization Act, we are saying that they abused it. If you look at paragraph, it's a paragraph dealing with privatization in our submissions, and we are saying that there was no even privatization policy that was rolled out for the divestiture of the 15%.
That question is in line with the submission that the provisions of the Privatization Act do not apply to sale of shares.
Yes, it applies. It cannot be limited to article the Public Finance Management Act of 2012.
Judge Oya?
Thank you, presiding judge. I have no questions to the council.
Right. So I think we need now to give a date for judgment. Jaburiri, can you guide us in respect of that exercise?
Thank you, presiding judge. Before we pronounce ourselves on the question of judgment date, we wish to make some requests first. Is that we need parties to furnish the court with bound copies of those documents that we filed, which are quite bulky, in 3 sets. If that's not too much, we need them for purposes of quick disposition. We have fast-tracked the hearing of this matter, and it's also incumbent upon us to fast-track the decision-making, so that whichever way it goes, the parties then have the opportunity to, especially those that cannot be printed by the court when they're too bulky. I hope that's not too much. Oh,
Yeah,
I can see-
we'll discuss that
I can
so
see
that
my court senior counsel is
we'll be
already
able to
prepared.
assist another. Yes, Judge Abrili?
Now, presiding judge, we may have to consult on a judgment date.
Yes,
I will be on leave from 13th of July. But that does not stop the court from working. We continue working for information even when we are on leave, not necessarily sitting in open court, but we write judgments and rulings and we deliver them. So I think on the date we may have to consult as 3 judges before we give it to you, counsel.
so we are agreeing that,
No, we suggest that now that conservatory orders are being vacated, we be given
Yes.
an early judgment date to prevent the Attorney General from the mischief of rendering your judgment academic.
Exactly, we will be consulting and
yeah, so Judge Abrili, do we consent straight away or we give it some time and perhaps we communicate to them?
we take time off and we communicate to the parties.
Okay, so we communicate to them today, yeah?
Yes, and you do not have to wait here. We will.
Yeah, we
The
communicate
deputy
in the writing by way of directions today. So because we give this matter the seriousness that it deserves. But it is good that we go that way. I am on leave myself, but you can see I've sacrificed myself. The judge will go on leave, but I know she will also sacrifice herself to ensure that there is expeditious disposal of this matter. So allow us that latitude, we end of the day. But it's already 5, eh? Latest tomorrow morning. The elections will be there on when the judgment date will be.
My lord,
Ms.
this
Kamashari, you want
Kahara
to say
Masharia,
something?
Yeah?
nataka kusema tu kwa sababu sikuhusishwa kwa ile wakati wa Court of Appeal na ile consultancy order ililiftiwa, so nahofia tu
Yes.
kampuni itauzwa kabla hatujafikia wakati wa judgment, so nahofia sana.
Hata Lempa amesema hivyo.
Ni kwa sababu
Tunakonsida yote alafu tutawapea tarehe.
Okay.
Tunaelewa umuhimu wa kesi hii na pia the agency involved.
Thank you.
Your Ladyship, and
All right.
just for clarity, we
So-
say the bound copies
Yes.
will come by tomorrow? Tomorrow.
Yes?
As soon as possible.
So that they
Yeah,
have time.
I didn't get.
We would like to supply the bound copies of documents by tomorrow, so that we don't impede the court's ability to deliver the judgment as early as possible.
Yeah, I wanted to come, that was the next issue. I was wrestling with the issue of judgment date, that is true.
Can we have 2
We
days?
give the communication, latest tomorrow morning.
It's a lot of
This one
documents.
is a fair request. It's a fair request so that we are able to move with speed and without omitting any of the documents that you filed in court. So how soon can you do that so that you do not
Can we
impede
have it
on the
till end
time
of day on
we are
Wednesday?
looking at? He's suggesting by tomorrow,
End of day on Wednesday?
end of day Wednesday.
Yes.
So what is the consensus? End of day Wednesday?
End of day Wednesday applies to all, my lord, petitioner plus respondents. So we
So
can have that
end of day Wednesday, and we are going to record that today as a direction that you supply the physical copies, bound physical copies in duplicate, because we agree, So I think let me now record those 2 directions. Can you mute unless you are addressing the court so that we minimize noise, So I've recorded that judgment date is going to be communicated by end of today or latest tomorrow by noon. So we want to be careful not to offend the rule against judgment on notice. And number 2, parties are to supply physical stroke hard copies of the documents filed in triplicate by the end of Wednesday, the first day of July. To supply, and let me add the court, so that I'm clear. So you supply to the court by end of day Wednesday, first day of July 2026. So I think that brings us to the, yes, Judge Amorim.
Before you close, you will also be receiving an email from the deputy registrar requesting you to send the
Yes.
Word documents of the file.
Yes. Okay.
In terms of petitions, responses, and submissions.
All right. Judge Amorim follow through and ensure that happens, And then parties and their legal counsel to respond appropriately. So I think it has been wonderful listening to the eminent arguments by each one of you. And I must admit that you have served the court well. We are not complaining, nor regretting anything, or any session that we have undertaken together. It has been such a wonderful and illuminating sessions from the legal counsel and also from the police, those who are representing themselves. We also wish to say that that kind of service to the court will be rewarded one day in the books of eminent people, where you tackle issues dispassionately. And I would thank all of you for observing real decorum as required of you as ministers of justice. So thank you very much, everybody, and I wish you a great evening.
Thank you very much for all the leaderships. I wish you a great evening. Thank you for your time.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, John. All right. Now I will exit. See you, God willing, any other day, interact in any other matter.
Most of them.
Okay.